Thank you very much, Dr. Irene Anofrimpong, our Director for Research and Innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Yemi Akinbamijo, the Executive Director of the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa, and it's a great pleasure for me to be able to welcome you to this very, very interesting webinar that is outdooring a series of semi-webinars that FARA will be churning out in the coming weeks. And the subject for today is particularly very, very interesting for us. It's around the enhancement of commercialization of Africa's agricultural research products. In the grand scheme of things, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually very, very glad and delighted to have with us all these beautiful people that our DRI, the Director for Research and Innovation, has welcomed. So I will stand on the existing protocol and continue to give my very short remarks. So, in the grand scheme of things, this for me is where the rubber meets the road. And what does that mean? About 3 years ago, this project was now beginning to have its own life, its own form. But it actually started in Dakar, Senegal, 5 years ago, when the president of the African Development Bank gave his high five initiative on, and the TAAT was actually driving the Feed Africa. And FARA was asked to lead the capacity development and technical outreach component of TAAT, for which we are very, very happy and proud to be associated in that regard. As a CADEP Pillar 4 institution, we leverage the CADEP Malabo business plan to support this laudable Feed Africa program of TAAT. Our role is in the context of enabling the capacity development and technology outreach within the technology delivery infrastructure of TAAT, as mentioned by Irene. And it has ensured us the support of the various commodity compacts of the program, mainly through the instrumentalities of the multi-stakeholder programs and integrated agricultural research for development. Building on the experiences in the house here in FARA from such programs as the UniBrain, and using the four-pronged, the UniBrain, which is the university's business and research for agricultural innovation, the PSTAT, the promotion of science and technology of agricultural development, the PIPAD, and many other initiatives that we have launched in this house, and also leveraging on the institutional architecture of our sister organizations, the AFAS, ASARECA, CADESA, and CORAF, in other words, having Africa covered, to strengthen the coordinating capacities for research and extension across the continent where TAAT commodity compacts are operating. Our approach to commercialization within TAAT is aligned to our time-tested innovation to impact pathway, which encompasses the cyclic approach to technology generation, adoption, refinement, and commercialization. So FARA's contribution to the TAAT has been to facilitate this process through the multi-stakeholder capacity development activities and packaging of outreach materials so that we can scale innovations. Now, how do we attain this? Using the four-pronged approach of number one, building capacities. Number two, packaging of learning materials. Number three, a knowledge-driven youth and women engagement. And number four, skills development in agripreneurship. The capacity development and technology outreach has recorded significant success in strengthening the TAAT research and technology delivery infrastructure, and also in the building of systemic capacities rather, especially around the seed system. And we've also mentored youth and women-led agribusiness startups, thereby creating an upward spiral for the scaling of TAAT technologies along the commercialization process. So activities have been implemented in the capacity development and technology outreach, but they have been actually in collaboration with many other institutions. And these have led to the development and consolidation of 168 innovation platforms and communities of practice along the TAAT commodity value chains across 10 countries, impacting on 115,000 farmers and end users, of which 25% of these are youths. Now, larger numbers are achieved through cascading and scaling of capacity development within the commodity compacts. Now, building on the successes recorded so far, ladies and gentlemen, it requires a closer collaboration with partners within and outside the TAAT program to be able to enhance commercialization of Africa's agricultural research products. And this is the heartbeat of Feed Africa, because we see this as a means of leveraging improvement of livelihoods, especially people whose livelihoods depend on agriculture. So we need to modernize and lift people out of poverty using our technology to impact pathways. As I close, even in the very grim scenario, when we are grappling with the disruptions in technology delivery that has been occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic, the task to feed Africa cannot be more emphasized than we are today. In the context of political statements and commitments, like the Agenda 2063 of the African Union, the Africa we want, like the STISA, the Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa, with a priority number one dealing with keeping Africa food and nutrition secure. We must, COVID or no COVID, we must continue to rely on innovative partnerships, such as the one involving FARA and the TAAT program, towards the building of Africa's capacity for industrialization, food and nutrition security, through a market-oriented and product development approach to strengthen Africa's value chain. I am grateful to all the people that have given their time to join us this afternoon, and especially to you, our beautiful panelists. And I do hope that we will all have a very, very wonderful time together on this program. Thank you very much for your attention.